Listen, this is Ariana speaking, and I'm speaking solely...
Don't do it. I know what you're going to say. I swear to God, Maddie.
No. Maybe she has a different idea, Kay. Maybe it's not total catastrophic destruction.
I have to admit it's not a totally different idea.
I was trying to advocate for you.
Disclaimer. We do not own or claim ownership of the Pokemon franchise and any Pokemon established in official canon. That's all owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and Creatures. This is just a podcast made by 4 friends who love Pokemon. It's our love letter to a franchise most of us grew up with. So please go support the official release.
Previously on PKMN Legacy.
I am Camilla, champion of the Appalachia region. I have a plan to take down Otto and the Cult of Nuzlocke. I'd like you to be a part of it, but you have some catching up to do as trainers first. Should you find any more of these meteors or Pokemon, Mogocorp will be very interested to hear about your findings or the retrieval of them. You would of course be well compensated for your efforts.
She winds her eyes.
Mount Ambrosia, gotta be important.
I'm down for solving the mass mystery too.
You could go to Pippin Town as a stop before Mount Ambrosia.
We could also do Macoun and then to Pippin, couldn't we?
You look at the map, there don't seem to be any main roads there, but you could cut across the what seems to be farmland marked on it.
Like, that might be fun.
I'd be down for that one.
Road trip.
It's been a long time, but we're finally leaving Macoun Town.
Yeah!
We did it!
The 3 of you finally leave the sandy beaches of Macoun Town and head on to the off-beaten path through the plains. And remind me, your plan was to cut across the farmlands to Pippin Town and then Mount Ambrosia, correct?
I believe so.
Correct, yeah.
Who's leading the party?
That's a good question.
I feel like it's... Was it Velma that was leading the party?
Yeah, I think it was
you're
Velma
right.
at the very least, just so she could start heading out before they noticed that the picture was gone.
Oh, fair enough.
Right. Yeah,
So,
you guys...
Unintentionally, she's leading the party.
Well, fearless leader, as you're navigating these surroundings, why don't you make me a clever plus nature?
All right. Boom-a-dum-ba-dum-bum-bum.
That's 1 success out of your 4 dice, which is a success.
Yay!
So you're going across these tall grass plains. You describe to me what that traveling is like for the first, I'd say, 3 to 4 hours.
We're definitely like walking against the breeze. You can see Velma's little ponytail things just kind of flapping around in the wind a little bit. And it's just kind of like very peaceful. The clouds are rolling by. Gentle breeze. Maybe there's some bug Pokemon that flutter by occasionally. And I'd say so far it's pretty dang peaceful.
All right, I'm just imagining Velma's ponytails acting like
doing that too.
like little wind socks.
Oh my god.
It gets around to midday. You guys left around late morning. And I'd say this would be a good time to set up a small camp and break for lunch.
Oh my god.
Yes?
I just saw us on the map.
Oh, yeah, you just saw the little tokens.
I wasn't very zoomed in, so I was like, what is that?
It's us! It is we!
Sorry, I got really excited. Yes, so we're about to settle in.
Yeah, a quick little camp session. And here's where I'd like to introduce the new mechanic in this system, training your Pokemon.
What?
Because now that I think about it, we haven't really had that much roleplay with your actual Pokemon outside of battles for the most part.
Oh, let's go!
Guess we haven't.
Yeah, it only took us a whole season, didn't it? So during downtime, your character can spend about 2 hours in-game to train with your Pokemon. Now, what activities you perform, that's up to you. Say you want to groom them, or say you want to just do some battle training, or maybe give them one of those, like, put the square piece in the square hole puzzle type things. That's up to you. Use your judgment to figure out what's the best way to get them to become stronger or more competent Pokemon. Now, this is useful because role-playing with your Pokemon is really the only way you can raise their happiness and loyalty, which are stats on their character sheets. Whether that goes up and down is not determined by a roll of the dice. That's determined by your roleplay with them. Happiness and loyalty can make the difference between whether your Pokemon is your trusted ally
Or hate your guts.
or wants to escape you the first chance it has. Not going to point any fingers.
Oh.
Don't. Bat Noir will be my best friend. I'm really determined to make Bat Noir a happy, happy camper.
If you look to like Maddie's side belt, you can probably see Bat Noir like shaking violently inside the wall.
I've really been trying. I know I've been trying to just like let Bat Noir chill.
I know, we'll give you a chance because this clearing we're in is, let's just say it's a nice,
Dark clearing.
shady clearing. You do some training, 2 hours in game, you roll for successes, and you can build up a number of successes and then use those to get different rewards. We'll work with that later. Let's start with you, Velma.
All right.
And I should also mention, you can either focus on one Pokemon or do all of your Pokemon at the same time.
Oh.
Just know that if you do that, you'll have to divide up the successes that you accrue.
Right. That makes sense.
Okay.
So, what you do?
Let's do a physical.
When you say a physical,
Roll for physical attributes, right?
I mean, we can do that, but I'm meaning what Pokemon are you trying to train and how, describe the role-playing process of Velma training that Pokemon.
Okay. In that case, you know what? Let's start a little training with assistants.
Okay, sure.
Let's get a little one-on-one time with them.
You bring out your newly caught Lapras, and it sort of just flops on a soft pile of leaves. Not really mobile in this forest area, and assistant is just looking around. Just very curious about this new non-watery environment.
Little baby man.
Little baby. So I think the way that this will all start off is first Velma would just kind of get close to Lapras and to get more acquainted with it. Just kind of like trying to make sure that Lapras is more comfortable around, just kind of being around her and just physically feeling like safe around her. I think what do I have in my inventory? Who's got what berries?
If you would, I mean, I can have Chris give you here.
For the purposes of this roleplay, though, you can say you have your basics camping supplies on you. Because we really haven't gotten into those mechanics of do you have a canteen? Do you have a tent? Do you have a sleeping bag? Ariana, what the fuck are you doing?
I gotta be real. I was trying to do the Star Wars Cantina song, but Megalovania came out of my mouth.
That's what you were trying to do?
Sorry, let me back up. Anyway. Listen, my brain wires were not connected.
You wanted Star Wars, yet you got Sans Undertale sounding.
Please continue.
Okay. Okay. So, in that case, I think she tried to see if assistant was hungry at all, maybe offer is assistant him or her.
I believe it is a her.
Yeah, offer her some lunch since I think she's probably very confused about where she is right now and just a way to kind of make her feel more comfortable about the environment she's in.
Okay, cool. What do you or Chris make her?
I mean, are we limited to anything that we can or can't do?
Just assume you have the basic essentials to do camping type stuff, like a day or two of rations at most.
But is this like the other Pokemon games where you can only make curry? Is it like PKMN Legacy? Oops, all curry.
I haven't played those games, so I haven't played those games yet, and I am not interested in doing another Ace Attorney style debate over foods in the Pokemon world.
Well,
Fair enough.
What I could possibly do is go look for some berries just that might be around here. It seems like a very lush area. Could probably go looking for a couple more berries and then just have more of a eggless fruit salad, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
You better not apologize for being right.
That works with me. Is that go well with the rules?
Yeah, that's fine. Chris, why don't you make a clever plus nature? That seems to be the way to go.
Clever plus nature coming right up.
1 success. most of the wild Pokemon, basic fare, Bidoof, Pidgey, Ladybug, they're keeping their distance for the most part. Through your foraging, though, you find some basic berries, 2 orange berries.
Would that be enough?
Yeah, I think in that case, it's like as a little treat to get her acquainted. I think that would be good. That'll do.
And so Chris is going to walk back and hands the 2 orange berries to Velma and says, "Go nuts."
No, the berries.
You see his head turn slowly.
Velma just stares with like this blank expression.
Lapras stares too.
I'm sorry. I thought it was funny.
Anyway,
So Velma now kind of makes her way over to Lapras and reaches up just enough so that Lapras can get a good swiff of the berries. I know this place is probably a little, different from what you're used to, but I think you might learn to like it exploring around here with me. And so she kind of offers up the berries to Assistant, see if she'll partake.
She stops playing with the pile of leaves and sticks on the ground that she was sort of splashing around in.
I'm gonna cry.
Leans her head closer to you, and her head's about the size of your upper half. Her nostrils flare. And she gently takes the berries from your mouth. And
If I recall, this is also a baby Lapras, right?
it's not a baby Lapras, but it's a very young Lapras.
Adolescent.
You're gonna have the preteen years.
It takes the berries, and she seems to enjoy them very much so. It's a nice little tasty treat. So why don't you, for this training session of just bonding with it, I want you to roll... Actually, I'm just realizing your empathy is 0.
oh, wait, it's really?
Dang.
You know what? Cool. Cool plus lore. Cool is sort of a charismatic sort of thing anyway.
All right.
Okay, out of the 3 dice from your pool, you rolled 1 success. You haven't made a lot of progress yet, but this training session you've accrued 1 point.
All right.
When you get 3, you can start trading those in for mechanical bonuses. If you have enough, you might be able to rank it up to the next level so it can learn more moves to switch their stats around or their skills, stuff like that. Can't do anything yet, but it's a start. And I will say, not increase to loyalty, but I'd say its happiness goes up just a little bit.
All right.
Maddie, why don't we go moving up in the age bracket real quick? How do you spend your downtime?
Well, got me thinking about Bat Noir. Maddie really does feel bad about the circumstances in which they have met. She saw him injured. Her initial instinct was to try and help him. And through a lot of not well thought out decisions, she has damaged their relationship. So she would like to fix that. So Maddie is going to send out Bat Noir in a shaded area of this little clearing.
Good. Yeah. You remember what Nurse Joy told you about how Zubat like dark, possibly damp places. So you find a
Right.
nice little undergrowth, well shaded, bit of moist moss around. You let out Bat Noir.
Yeah, she doesn't even say anything. She doesn't want to scare him. She just lets him out very gently.
Flitters around a bit, very panicked for a moment, realizes, okay, shade, check, not burning alive, good.
This poor baby.
Scary bow tie lady, still there. But, okay, scary bow lady, I don't know.
I actually like bow tie
I'm a
because
Zubat, I don't know things
exactly
that well.
we need Bat Noir to learn all about fashion.
She's staying calm. What's she doing? She's sizing me up? Is she trying to pounce? Okay, what's going on here?
So Maddie sits down on the grass, very friendly, just kind of sits down, doesn't approach, and just says, "Hello, I just thought you might want some time out and about."
I would say it stares at you, but it don't have no eyes.
Yeah, you're right.
Let me ask you this. Besides doing nothing, which is a good start, what are you trying to do to try and mend this relationship?
I mean, I first want Bat Noir to see that Maddie's not going to feverishly approach and freak him out, which is why I have sat down. Maddie rifles through her bag just to see what she has. She's like, oh, there's gotta be something in here. And she sees the cute little cake, and she pulls out the Lumio Skelette, and she says, "Are you hungry?"
I think this would be cool plus lore then.
Okay.
Same thing with
Playing
Velma.
it cool.
Those are 2 successes from your dice pool of 2.
Oh
so
my
you
god.
rolled.
That's a great success.
A long time passes with you just calmly sitting there. You put in the galette out just like several feet away from you. Rock
Yeah,
covered
little
in
rock,
moss,
yeah.
low table. And then you just take a few steps back and you just sit there calmly. Maybe 10 minutes pass. You have a hard time remembering if you've ever been this patient before.
The answer is no.
But eventually, the Zubat flitters from cover to cover, one branch to the other, to a bush. It's in front of the rock. Make sure you're not moving a muscle. And then when it finally feels like it's safe to eat, takes a tiny little bite out of it, and then flutters back into the branch.
Progress.
2 is still not enough to really make a dent in any mechanical benefits, but at this point, its loyalty and happiness was set at 0. It is now set at 1.
Question though, because I just want to make sure I'm still understanding the dice correctly. So, how high of a roll could I have possibly gotten?
It's not in terms of how high the numbers you can roll.
It's how many successes you get, right?
If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, that's a success. So you've rolled both of those dice were 5s. So
Right.
those are 2 successes out of 2 successes.
Okay, so that was the highest I could have gotten. Though.
Yes.
His relationship is just very damaged.
Yes, and it usually takes 3 to make any mechanical benefit, like to rank up from the basics.
3 dice or 3?
3 successes.
Oh, okay. So this is going to accrue. Okay.
Next time you train with them, you can get some more successes out of it and see what you can do about that.
Okay.
But for the time being, you've taken it down from the bare minimum of 0 loyalty and 0 happiness to 1 in happiness, 1 in loyalty.
Yay!
That's still not very good, but at least it means it's probably going to think about leaving you another time.
But it's progress.
This is very good progress, yes.
I also, if I have a little bit of time, I want to see if I can do a fitting for Ginger
Oh?
for the crown.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then Velma, do you have a specific Pokemon that you want something for?
Ooh, either Minion or Goonie. I feel like Goonie you could probably do something really cute with.
Yeah, I think I'll do Goonie.
Yeah.
We'll get something there. Okay, so I want to do fittings for both of those Pokemon.
Okay, we'll get to you after we've done Chris's downtime training session.
Perfect.
So, Chris,
Yes.
you've prepared lunch at this point, I think, for the crew. It's time for you to train with a Pokemon or Pokemon, plural. Who do you work with?
I won't work with Ginger because Chris and Ginger already have a pretty established partnership. I think this time I'm going to have Chris go for Victor. While Victor does basically, it has been listening to him for a while, I feel like they're not 100% on the same page.
Okay, yeah. So you send out the Pokeball with the Victor, and it hops around. It has a lot of energy in it right now. It's like hopping from trees to trees. Not very angry right now, but just working off some steam.
Chris gets Victor's attention, and I'm just imagining Victor like swinging from treetop to treetop before finally like jumping down and just sort of staring at him. And Chris kneels to his level and just says, "Hey buddy, let's do some stretches." Yeah, so that's what he's gonna do. He's just gonna do some stretches and some light exercise with him.
Okay, I like this. Not only is this a way to use his energy for him, this is to help you with your try to fix that cracky back of yours.
My pokey brittle body. I imagine Chris starts out with just like a couple of stretches with the arms, the back, and the legs before going on a light jog, and not too far, just more like kind of like a circle area around near the camp. While Victor is definitely probably a lot faster than Chris and more agile, Chris does his best to still keep up, even though he's just like, I'm so out of shape, but this is working for me. Arceus, is that you?
Okay, I like this. All right, so this would be dexterity plus lore.
Dexterity plus lore.
Yes, and your lore is particularly higher than the other two because lore is actually the skill most associated with breeders.
Oh, sweet. I got a... Oh.
That's, you You had a pool of 4 dice. You rolled a 1, 1, 1, and a 2, so no successes.
You know what? I'll play this to my
Well,
advantage.
first, do you know that scene from Winter Soldier on your left?
Yes. Oh no. Oh no.
It's like that a couple times.
Ooh, hold on. And he just like does the old man sort of like he stops, catches his breath on his knees before just like getting in the recovery position on the ground and lying down. And he's like, "All right, buddy, give me a second. I'm just gonna." I haven't sweated this much in a while. Okay. You're doing fantastic, Victor. You know what? How about we could do some planks. Yeah, planking works. And he tries to just plank for a little bit.
This is what in yoga we would call corpse pose.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
So, namaste to you. When you're being chased by cultists or doing reconnaissance, you usually have a bit better time in terms of your fitness. But in a no-crisis situation, stakes are low, it is surprisingly draining for you. Even after you collapse, he just keeps going around and around, not even stopping to stretch with you or do any of your fetal positions. He does not seem to be listening to you. He's just mostly using this as an excuse to just keep going and going and going.
Progress is slow, and I accept that.
Maddie said she wanted to fit Ginger and Goonie, so go ahead and do that.
Maddie heads over to Chris and Velma and she says, wait, has she told them that she's doing this?
To sum up, I think you made the designs, you sent them to Professor Bourgeois,
I'm so clever with my French stuff.
waiting for a response from him, but you know the assignment's been delivered by Pecky Pecky.
I love Pecky.
You have some of the materials you need. You have the psychic gem. You just need to use a source of leather, take some time to craft it together, which you can do during your next training session, I assume.
And how will the psychic gem do anything good for Goonie, or should I try to search for another gem? Like, do I split this gem in 2, or do I find a secondary gem? You know what I'm saying?
I think if you split the gem in 2, it will lose the elemental energy within itself.
Yeah. So I'll keep an eye out for a second gem for Goonie.
If you use the psychic gem as is, it can boost the power of one psychic type move that causes damage, and it's a single use item. Once it's used, it just disappears. But your plan to do this was to create an item where this was meant to build up Ginger's resistance to fighting type attacks.
Basically a support item. So Maddie walks over to Chris and Velma. I don't know if you guys remember, but I kind of am here because of school, and I'm supposed to be doing this sort of project, and I made some designs for your Pokemon to make some support items for them. And she kind of pulls out. I physically, Ariana, have to design the Goonie one now that I know it's for Goonie, but Maddie pulls out the designs that are presumably complete. So I still need to get some more materials, but in order for this to get done, I need to take some measurements. Would you mind me doing that?
Yeah, you can. You're more than happy to do that, but could you also do me a favor and just sort of roll me on my side?
Oh!
So I can breathe easier.
Yes. And Maddie rushes over and just yeah.
Thank you. I do it myself, but I have a case of I can't move legs.
Victor does another lap around you on your left.
He's got so much energy.
What happened over here?
I decided to be healthy. That was a mistake. Anyway, here's Ginger, and he just pops out the Pokeball and go nuts.
Okay.
Like you said earlier, nuts. Oh, my back.
Hi there, help us out. Yeah, go for it. And she pops out Goonie real quick. I feel like I should wash those hands. I feel like if...
That might be a good idea.
I don't want him to die, preferably.
I appreciate that. Don't worry.
Do you have any more of that ranch soda?
No. You see him.
Let me check.
You see him lift up immediately, crack his back, and he's just honestly, I'm feeling good right now. I feel
there we go.
like the world is perfect. Please don't bring that out.
I think we were out of it anyway, but it worked.
While Velma tends to Chris, Ginger sits patiently in front of you.
Gingerly.
Goonie, on the other hand, looks at Ginger, looking all cool and stuff and tries to strike the same pose as Ginger.
Yes.
And so Maddie, as she's measuring Ginger, she's like thinking in her head, she's got, oh, you've already got this like very cute scarf. I wonder how we can also incorporate that into the design. And then she looks over at Goonie and she's thinking about how Goonie is not a final evolution. So she's thinking about how she's gonna have to kind of compensate the sizing and maybe make it adjustable for Goonie. And she's having a good time.
So I know you were making the cowl for Ginger. What were you planning to do with Goonie?
I was thinking maybe some sort of thing to remind me of Goonie's typing. Goonie's fairy and normal.
Yes.
Normal and fairy type, yes.
Okay, so I feel like it would be really cool to like have something either for Goonie's tail, since I know that's a massive like part of Goonie's design. I don't know, in my head is just kind of seeing, you know, like how in Pokemon, like when they use Tail Whip, like how it's kind of like this super mesmerizing sort of thing. I just kind of like feel like it would be cool to have some sort of item that Goonie could utilize and also store in his tail if he needs.
Like a cane of some sort?
No, we're not playing Sly Cooper.
Like what sort of item did you have in
Or a
mind?
microphone stand or something like that?
like a bedazzled microphone.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Bellini just whip out that microphone during Sing?
Bellini
From
did
his
whip out that
scarf?
microphone, yes.
But this could be like a different design.
Okay, I got it. What if it's like a headset mic?
Oh, yes. Oh my god, yes. Oh my
Because
god,
then
yes.
that can be an attached item.
Ooh.
So that doesn't have to go, but Bellini can store it in his tail if he wants to, if he's not using it. But a headset microphone that has like, I know we kind of have like the cowl thing going on for Ginger, but like, I just feel like it would be super cool to have a headset for Goonie. So
It's like a tactical headset for Goonie.
Goonie's like, I'm going in.
Hack the
Do
world.
these also have goggles on like them? Like a little...
Yes.
Oh my god, yes.
And then also like they would be like giant headphones on there as well. So it's like like noise canceling so Goonie doesn't like damage its own hearing.
Okay, you know what? That... I can get behind that.
I love all of this.
You've already made the measurements for Ginger. But for Goonie, I'm going to need you to roll Clever plus Crafts.
Why are you making me roll when you know my rolls are literally infamously bad? The last one was good. Maybe it's a good game.
You've rolled 1 success out of 5, so you're just taking measurements, so you don't need to score that many successes. You take your little tape measure, measure the cranium, ear to ear, cheek tuft to cheek tuft, brow to chin. A few times, Goonie tries to like swipe the
Swerve, yeah.
so just like steal it, stick it in its tail, but you're too quick in the draw. These are your tools, your babies.
Yep, I've been here before.
Bellini probably tried to do that too once or twice.
Yes, when I was designing the scarf. And quick question, if I do have, because it's been a while since I designed Ginger's cowl. If I do have like other ideas, can I also resubmit those to the professor?
You could, yes.
Okay, because I have some other ideas too. Like I kind of feel like gauntlets would be really cool for Ginger.
Gauntlets, but she's a quadruped.
I know.
How would that work?
You'll have to see in my sketches. It would be really cool.
Okay.
I like this idea. I'd like to see where this idea goes.
You do a bit of planning in your head. You know that you probably don't have the technical know-how to make an actually operational headset. Your electronics experience is a bit subpar.
Right.
However, it would still look pretty friggin' cute on it.
Yes.
So you figure all you need to do is make something that looks like a headset. The trickiest part will probably just getting some soundproofing fluff for the ear pads, which, in hindsight, might help it resist sound-type moves, like moves that, like to kind of emulate the soundproofing effect that a Whismer might have.
All right. Awesome. So I'll keep an eye out for that.
Yellow, Kay here. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to support us, we got a Patreon. A quick note, actually, about that. We switched over to subscription billing. Before, there was an issue where if you pledged at the end of a month, you get charged for the day you pledge, plus again at the start of the next month. And double dipping like that, that's an issue. So now you only get billed on the day you pledge, and then it's monthly after that, on that same day. For those currently pledged, don't worry, nothing's changing for you. This only applies to new patrons. Speaking of, hello potential new patron! Might I interest you in tasty rewards like your name in the end credits of the YouTube releases, access to behind the scenes bonus tidbits, and or your name mentioned here in the pause menu verbally by me with my mouth and my lips in my voice box? Here, let me give you a sample of that. Cammy Cat, Cybernetic Pink Eye, Dongo the King, Donkey Odo, Mr. Someone, Quest, and Renamon Music Box Brony. Sounds pretty good, am I right? Although, if pledging's not an option for you right now, you can always support the show by word of mouth. Tweet about the show using the hashtag PKMN Legacy. Leave a comment on our YouTube releases, or leave a review on the podcast platform where you found it. Do that, and like our patrons, we might use your name for one of our NPCs. I think later in the episode, we introduce an NPC named Whitman, who is named after Alt Whitman on Twitter.
Hey y'all, it's Ariana. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far. I just have a quick little self-promo to give you. I was in the recent release of WWE 2K23 as additional voices. So if you play as some wrestlers, you might hear me doing some vocal efforts and, just generally making fighting noises. You can get it on all major gaming platforms now, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.
So, 2 things to plug this week. The first thing being, I recently did a cover of Canaria's Queen with Odyssey Eurobeat. And of course, it is in the Eurobeat fashion and it sounds really cool, so that's up on my channel. You can go check that out. And also on Kurainu's channel, you can find a new Bendy song that I collaborated with him on called Pretty in Ink. It turned out really, really cool, and I hope you go check that out on his channel. So those are my plugs for the week. Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, surprise, surprise, I actually got something to plug this time, and it is a doozy because it has the boozy and the cats. I had the pleasure of working as an assistant sound editor on the Lackadaisy pilot. It's based on the comic series by Tracy J. Butler. So grateful I got to be a part of this. Those comics were a huge thing in high school for me. So many people on the Lacka crew here put their heart and soul into this thing, so if you haven't already, it's up on YouTube. Go check it out. Link in the description. But for now, for the time being, back to the episode. Unpause. You spend those 2 or so hours bonding with your Pokemon, trying to train, trying to fit, trying to cook, trying to recover. You take down camp again. Who's leading the pack now?
Probably, I know it won't be Chris. He's still recovering. So either Velma or Maddie, they're more than happy to take the reins on this one.
I'm good either way. So Chi-Chi, whatever you're good for.
Since I led the last one, you can go right ahead.
Alrighty. Then it's Maddie. So we have packed up, and so you said we were on the outskirts of Macoun, right?
Yeah, you're well into the grasslands, just the main plains. Not in farmland yet, but you should reach it by the end of the day.
Can I roll some sort of insight check to see if there's any Pokemon around?
Yeah, sure. Let's do insight plus alert then. That will be your little trek roll.
Just want to see if on our way over to the town we've got any
1. Okay.
any wild Pikmin in the grass.
Wrong franchise.
Yeah, maybe Oliver.
Okay, so with that 1, it's slow going. Make sure Chris keeps up with you.
Don't worry about me. Found a stick and keeping up.
He found the Sly Cooper cane.
Hey.
I did.
Why am I seeing all those blue sparkles everywhere?
Oh, no.
Suddenly just leaps onto a tree.
Careful going, looking around for Pokemon that don't instantly fly away. You see a few Murkrow fly into the sky. Eventually, you make your way to much taller grass, wheat, actually. And I think with that 1, you see in the middle of this sea of wheat and grain just blowing in the gentle wind, you see a guy perched atop this hill sticking out of it.
Oh.
Waving his arms to you guys, and you can kind of hear him saying,
What's he
What is he
saying?
saying?
Yeah, you're
I think
good.
he cut out right when he said it. I'm still cutting out.
We just hear
hey,
you.
over here. He's saying that I'm trying to yell quietly because he's really far away from you guys.
Oh, okay.
He He's just like waving his arms, jumping on the rock.
Oh, jumping on. Okay. Well, do you guys see that too?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that person is. I think they're asking for help.
I think we should go over there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know this whole thing about stranger danger. It's
Chris,
Huh?
look me in the eye.
Okay.
You serious right now?
Okay.
Really?
Technically, you're correct. That's a bit hypocritical. However, this is a You know what? Fine. Let's go help them.
We were all strangers. Let's go.
I know.
This wheat comes up to your waists and Velma's neck.
You just see her little antenna hairballs just.
Yes. Yes. It's bling bling bling.
And as you are just like trying to make your way, almost swimming through this sea of grain, you can hear the guy a bit closer.
You might want to pick up the pace a bit.
Maddie looks behind her. Are they running from something?
Make an insight plus
Should
alert.
we all make it or just Maddie?
Actually, you know what? This doesn't require a roll. You can hear rustling from around you.
Guys, I don't think that he's the one who needs help.
Let's pick up the pace a little bit. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, this is going to be a dexterity plus athletics from all of you. 1 success from Maddie. 1 success from Velma.
Oh no!
No successes from Chris.
It was nice knowing you.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
Maddie?
Yes, what?
Velma, you dash your way onto dry land, so to speak,
Dry land.
outrunning the source of this rustling sound that's in the tall grass here.
We just leave Chris behind.
Chris,
Yeah.
you almost make it to shore, but then something sharp scrapes against your pant legs.
Not the custom tailored slacks.
My slacks.
You take 1 point of damage. A nasty gash that didn't break surface, so you're not bleeding, but it's still. You make it onto dry land, just a bit bruised.
Kay said we can't have you dying yet.
The fun's just begun. That's too early.
Thanks God, I knew you had other plans for me. I'm sorry. I only can think of that one scene from Teen Titans where Robin's like getting ready to fall off this building, but Slade catches him, and he's
Yes!
like, "Wait, you saved me?" He's like, "I'm not finished with you yet." And it's like that's the most evil thing the man could do. That's how it feels right now. Chris is on dry land now, and he's just like, "What was that?"
Are you okay?
I think. And he just looks at like his cut pant leg, and he's like, "Well, it's a good thing I know how to tailor things."
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
I think we have a little bit more to worry about than pants right now.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Don't worry, I think we're safe up here. And you turn and you see this, he's dressed in like hiker apparel, hoodie, forest green beanie, and you see tufts of pink hair and a pink goatee sticking on his very dirty face. Huge backpack on him. He seems to be a bit worse for wear too. I think as long as we don't wade in the grain there, we should be fine.
What is happening?
Was hiking through here, heard the rustling too, got chased up onto this rock here, but I think you've already caught up to that part of the story. Please tell me you have Pokemon with you.
we do.
Good, because my George is a bit worse for wear right now. I don't
George.
think he's in any fighting shape.
What a great name for a Pokemon. What is George?
Who is George?
Right, hold on. He takes out his Pokeball.
I want him to be
and-
like. Okay, wait. Can we all take guesses while we wait for George to come out?
Okay, go ahead and guess.
Is it a regional Pokemon or is this an actual like Pokemon?
Actual
now?
Pokemon.
Okay, so my heart says like a Mareep or like some sort of goat or sheep Pokemon, maybe like a Mareep or a Skidoo. I'm saying Skidoo. I'm going with Skidoo.
Ivysaur.
Well, I'm thinking a nose pass.
Okay. Well, he takes out the Pokeball and out pops a Bunnelby.
Oh!
The stonky little fella, very much worse for wear on its last leg right now.
Oh, George!
What happened?
Well, like I said, man, I was just hiking through here. Heard a rustling, heard a panting in the grass there. Tried to make it onto dry land, tried to fight him off, but George is a good digger. He ain't a good fighter.
So you didn't see what you were fighting?
I was too busy running.
That's fair.
All I know is that they're still out there.
Maddie's like laying a hand on her Pokeballs and she's like, do you think we should figure this out?
Well, unless you gotta get chopped into slices.
doesn't seem as though we have much of an advantage considering it's hiding through all this wheat.
Listen, this is Ariana speaking, and I'm speaking solely for the
Don't
purposes.
do it. I know what you're going to say. But Ginger is staying in the ball, and so is Lucille.
No.
I swear to God,
No.
Maddie.
Maybe she has a different idea, Kay. Maybe it's not total catastrophic destruction of this crop that we don't own.
I have to admit, it's not a totally different idea.
Oh my, I was trying to advocate for you.
Listen, I play the game. I get us going forward no matter what the cost.
You really do.
We will put arson aside for a moment. Anybody else have any suggestions?
Maybe not arson, but maybe could Maddie possibly use her psychic power somehow to kind of
Ooh.
third eye the possible location?
Chi-Chi, maybe you should be playing Maddie. Body swap at you.
Oh my God, I would love. Can we please do that? I would love that as an episode. Oh my God.
I'll keep that in mind.
Season 3.
Season 3.
Maddie, do you want to try to use your spooky ooky powers?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. What are you trying to do specifically? What is your intent?
Yeah, I like Chi-Chi's idea of almost kind of like dowsing, to see if we can figure out how many of these things there are, where they are.
What they are.
Yeah. So let's start with that.
Okay, I need you to roll insight plus channel.
I got a 1. She's still a little fresh.
All right, describe the process of you trying to tap into this power then.
So I think that Maddie maybe does not know what to do. So in her panic, she's like, I can try. I don't really know how to do this, but... And she just kind of like closes her eyes and exhales very slowly. And sorry, that was an email.
That was the psychic powers activating.
Yeah, that was the psychic powers.
I was just thinking that. We all
It's like
shared
a light bulb.
a singular brain cell just then.
It's like a light bulb going over her head. So she closes her eyes and exhales and focuses and tries to attune her hearing to what's going on around them and sees if she can kind of project her sight outwards towards the environment.
By the way, I'm using that ping sound effect as I'm going to work
So
that.
amazing.
I'm going to work some magic onto that and make it sound like
Yes.
vroom,
Oh
something like that.
my god.
Yes, please.
Yes.
You close your eyes and try to hear, and you're having a very hard time focusing because, like you said, this is new to you. You haven't tried to actively use your powers before. The only time you've used your powers was 2 times, and that was not consciously.
Right.
However, you close your eyes and you just try to focus your intent. And you can feel the hairs on your hands and arms
Oh, I forgot about that.
bristle a bit. And maybe it's just you, but you can feel like the ends of your hair bow sticking up,
Everybody's got those antennas
She's got the
today.
gibbly hair going on.
Yes.
almost like ears trying to figure out sound or something.
Ooh.
Sort of like rabbit ears, I guess.
I'm George.
You become hypersensitive to what's around you, and it's a lot to try and filter out, honestly. The sensations against the wind on your skin and all the sounds of the grass moving around, it is kind of...
Overwhelming.
Yes, but you feel a whisper in your mind helping you focus.
Oh. Oh. 3. She opens her eyes and just like, whoa. Okay. So, I think we're pretty evenly matched here. I don't know what they are, but I know there's 3 of them.
Obviously, the Pokemon is in the wheat, but how fast is this Pokemon moving?
Why don't you make an insight plus alert?
I've already been getting bad rolls so far, so let's see what happens next. Oh,
Hey!
4 successes. That is very, very good.
he has good eyes now. I can see! I can fight!
Once again, you go into dad mode. Your recon skills are just back again. These 3 creatures, they're moving, prowling around this area. Very slow, very methodical. Just trying to as if they were trying to just get the lookout on you as you're getting them on them. Predatory behavior that you're actually familiar with to an extent. As you're looking around, though, you notice on the rock that he's resting against, there are some markings on it. Scratch marks engraved into the rock.
Okay. Okay, so clearly these things are not just your natural feral Pokemon. They are quite intelligent and very strong by the looks of that rock. Maddie, Bellini knows that move Power Chord, correct?
Yes.
And Bellini is a very good singer, using a lot of sound, correct?
You could say so. Don't tell him I said that, though. It'll go to his head.
Is there possibly a way to use any moves that Bellini has to a point where it's so loud that it can possibly disrupt what these Pokemon are doing, so we can identify what it is?
Maybe. Power Chord usually helps the other Pokemon on the team, but I don't see why it wouldn't potentially shock the other enemies.
Well, do we have anything like Screech for any of our Pokemon? And he's looking at both Velma and Maddie.
Goonie does have disarming voice.
Ooh, yes, you keep talking.
Yeah, Goonie does have disarming voice. At the very least, maybe you can let us know where these guys are.
So, here's my idea. Maddie, if you can use Bellini to use Power Chord to give Goonie a boost while using disarming voice, it may actually work in our favor to affect maybe more than one of them, but at least it'd be strong enough to disrupt it, enough for us to pick one and figure out what it is, and maybe hopefully the rest will go away.
Maybe if we're lucky too, the disarming voice can perhaps disrupt the grass as well.
True.
Maybe we can get a little eyes on these things.
It might work like that. Hey God, will that work?
Let's do this. Send out your Pokemon, and let's roll for initiative. We'll work in the order of that.
I won't send anything out yet. Not yet. Oh my God, Bellini.
I know, Bellini is raring to go.
Bellini goes first. What does he do?
So we are going to utilize Power Chord.
Go ahead and roll for accuracy.
A 0. Amazing.
Unless you would like to use a will point to re-roll.
What do y'all think?
This is the only idea that Chris had.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else could possibly be done without burning this thing to a crisp.
Yeah, I'll use one. Hey, it's going to be okay. Chris has a great plan, and we're going to figure this out, okay?
I've taken one will point away from Bellini as it digs deep, nods at you, steps into the spotlight, takes out its microphone from its scarf space, lets out a little power riff. Its strength and special are boosted by 1, and for Goonie. And I guess, technically, George as well. Next are the creatures. They're going to hold their action because they're going to keep stalking around. Not sure what's going on, but you can hear some growling in there.
Bellini looks slightly offended.
It is Goonie's turn now.
All right, Goonie, if I have you, you have disarming voice.
Roll for accuracy. We're going to subtract 1 success from that, though. That's the gimmick with this tall grass here. The things hiding in the grass, attacking them while they're in the grass, -1 to accuracy.
Maddie just had another realization.
Our power is growing stronger by the second.
All right.
Oh, and disarming voice is one of those never fail moves like aerially, so forget what I said about the accuracy shit.
Boy.
Yeah, that will hit all foes in range with the 1, so go ahead and roll for damage. And their defense is, let's see.
I was just laughing because it says the user deals emotional damage to their foes.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. We were all thinking it. No damage.
Emotional damage, yeah. They just start sobbing in the grass.
So what's the defense again?
Their defense is 2. That does not cause any damage to them. Normally, if it hits, it will always hit at least 1 point of damage. However, they resist the move, and wait a second, power boost from the power core. They each take 1 point of damage.
Yeah.
Nice.
And as the grass moves from the sudden cord, you see 3 strange canine-looking Pokemon covered in this steel cow-like armor.
Canine Pokemon, you say?
I was gonna say they kind of look like
Yeah.
Houndoom. Regional variant?
Regional variant?
And with that, I can actually start the battle music now.
Chris, pop out Ginger
okay,
now.
that's
We
good.
need a reference.
Go, Ginger,
At
go.
the end of the turn, you can do that. But they have held their action, and so these creatures are going to. One of the creatures is going to growl at you. Let's see if it works. 1 success out of 2. So your strength for Goonie and Bellini are reduced by 1 each. Special stays the same, so just take away the bonus from the strength.
So we're just back to normal.
Second creature is going to try a bite against Goonie. That is 1 success. What is Goonie's defense?
Oh, 2.
It only takes 1 point of damage because dark types are not very strong against fairy types. It runs up onto the rock and tries to bite down on it, but it only manages the floof, which just angers the Goonie instead, taking 1 point of damage. The third creature is going to go for a tackle against Bellini. 2. That will hit then.
Bellini's defense is... I want to find it myself. I'm going to find it.
I believe in you.
What? Hold on.
I believe in you.
I know. I can do it. I want to do it. Give me like... 2.
Okay. It goes in for the tackle and just tries to slam into it. It only hits you for 1 point of damage.
Aw, yeah.
Is anyone taking any additional actions this turn?
Can Bellini... Wait, we have to use a point for that, right?
No.
Oh, we can just do it.
You just can't use the same move again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wanna hit him with one of them, maybe with a sing.
You're going to need 1 more success than normal to make that hit.
Is that just because it's sing, or it's because of the?
It's because it's your
extra
second
move, right?
action this round.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. No.
It tries to grab its microphone again, but after that tackle, the wind is kind of knocked right out of it. It can't really perform.
Can Goonie do a little tail whip?
You can try. Go ahead and roll for accuracy.
Whipped into shape.
Yeah!
That will hit. So which one are you reducing the defense of?
Let's reduce the one right in front of him.
The one that just attacked Goonie?
Yeah.
Okay, so after it bites down the tail, Goonie's fluff just like flumps out, expands, and just bristles the nose on the creature, and it just sneezes and just is knocked back off onto the edge of the rock, but not in the grass. And its defense is reduced by a 1. Okay, end of the round. Trainers may make their actions now. So if you wanted to use Pokedex or send out a Pokemon, now's the time.
Well, I definitely know that Velma's gonna break out her Pokedex.
Curthunk, the Axe Hound Pokemon. They rub their blade-like nose on rocks and trees, both to sharpen their edge and mark their territory. They prefer rushing headfirst at their foes, but often get their faces stuck in objects when they miss.
That is useful information.
Curthunk.
Dog Pokemon. Let's go, Ginger! And just throws the Pokeball. He's a happy camper right now.
Roll for Ginger's initiative. Oh, Ginger's excited.
Other dogs, yes!
So Ginger goes first.
I'm going to have Ginger use Fire Fang on the one next to Goonie.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. 2, that will hit.
Sweet!
Go ahead and roll for damage. Defense is 1, thanks to that tail whip.
Yay!
1 point of damage, boosted to 2, thanks to that super effective hit.
Nice!
Roll the chance dice twice, because we gotta see if it flinches and we gotta see if it
All right,
burns.
so 1.
It flinches. Does it burn? Roll again. So just flinches.
Good job, girl. Ginger is over, like her tail is like wagging super fast, and she's just like dogs, and
And
like
the Curthunks are going, dogs.
Yep, and Chris is like, all right, Ginger, use Fire Fang, but like she's like so excited that she starts like steam is already coming out of her mouth from the excitement, and she's already got it going, and she's just like bite dog, and she bites the one next to Goonie.
Bite? Oh no, fire bite, fire bad. Uh-oh. And her teeth, her fiery fangs sink through the steel exterior around their heads, around their neck,
Ow.
and it's just like doesn't like break skin, but those flames are painful, and not enough to burn, but definitely enough to make that one flinch. Bellini's turn.
Okay, so Bellini is going to hit one of them with a pound.
Now, are you hitting the one that everyone's ganging up on, or the one that just attacked Bellini?
The one that attacked Bellini.
Okay. That one success is enough to hit. I need you to roll for
Damage.
Okay. Even though steel types resist normal type attacks, that pound is still
It's all I've got.
fierce enough to slap into him. So Bellini, after having been tackled and his performance ruined,
I know, I think Bellini's pretty upset.
Bellini lifts up his scarf, so it's not around his neck, it's a bandana around his head. And he goes in for the slaps. 1 point of damage, not much, but the fact that it hit at all against a steel type, that's saying something.
Maddie.
Your power is growing.
I can't stop it. It won't stop.
Unfortunately, the Curthunks will put a stop to that.
They're gonna attack Maddie.
Well, they're dealing with your Pokemon first. This one is going to circle around and try the growl at Ginger. Everyone else has already been affected, but let's see if Ginger's affected.
Okay.
2 successes, that will hit. So Ginger's strength is reduced by 1.
I can accept that.
The Curthunk that everyone is ganged up on, flinching from the Fire Fang, has left them dazed.
That's fair.
This one over here is going to try a Metal Claw on Bellini.
No.
And misses.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
So Bandana Bellini just jumps up above it and just dodges it completely.
Bean Dana.
Rambino!
Bambino!
It is Goonie's turn.
All right. I think it's time we inflict a little more emotional damage.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
Disarming Voice.
Disarming voice, baby. Let's see that accuracy.
Luckily, Disarming Voice never fails. So no matter what, it would have hit anyway, but 2 is pretty nice.
Ooh, all right.
Go ahead and roll for damage. Their defense is 2. Unfortunately, fairy-type attacks are not effective against steel-type Pokemon, so that 1 success is reduced to 0 points of damage.
No nuts.
As their ears sort of fold in on themselves, and they block any incoming sound from that fairy-type attack. Any additional attacks?
Can I swap out Pokemon for my, or does it have to be after this last turn thing? I wasn't sure.
At the end of the round, trainers can make their actions, but if no one's going to do a consecutive action...
You know what? I will. I'll test this out because I haven't done a consecutive action yet. I'm going to have Ginger use Odor Sleuth.
On which one?
The one that's deep into the grass.
Okay, go ahead and roll for accuracy. That is status moves can't get critical hits, but if they could, 4 successes.
Nice.
Very nice.
Nice.
So no matter what, this foe cannot evade your moves. And I'll say for the purposes of this, the accuracy penalty for attacking in the grass, reduced.
Woo!
End of the round. Trainer actions, anyone?
Yes. Now I would like to switch out Bellini for Lucille.
Okay, go ahead and do that, and go ahead and re-roll for their initiative. That's a 2.
That is a 2.
I'm gonna put you above the Curthunks. For the Hiker's trainer action, they're going to take out half of an Oranberry and feed it to
The Bunnelby?
to George.
George.
It's not much. He just found it on the ground and just picked it up, handed it to George, healing it for just 1 point of damage, we'll say. And we're gonna add George to the initiative.
Yay, George.
Yay.
Here comes a new challenger.
3.
Oh, wow.
Top of the order, Ginger.
Well, second verse, same as the first. Ginger, use Fire Fang again, as playfully as you like. And it's the one next to Goonie.
Roll for accuracy.
She's having fun here. And
3. Yeah, go ahead and roll for damage. Defense is still 1.
sweetness. Oh.
That 4 is a 5, actually.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, dang.
Describe how it takes it down.
Chris is just happy to see Ginger having so much fun, but when he says use Fire Fang playfully, Ginger's just dogs, dogs, dogs. It's been so long since I've been around other dogs, dogs. It pounces on this Pokemon and then just it sinks its fangs into it, but she doesn't know, she's not controlling herself at this point. She's just like, dog play, and just bites harder than it's supposed to. God, probably ignoring the dog's whines, and it's just like, play, dog, play. And yeah, then it faints. And she's just on top of this thing, just wagging her tail, looking back at Chris like, next?
Next in the order is George. Georgie, Porgy, Puddin' Pie, what sort of moves did I give to this guy?
I can't believe you rhymed that.
Let's see.
Help these guys out. Yeah, try and scare them. Give them a leer.
And unfortunately, that's a no-go. That's a 0 success.
He tried.
Georgie tries his best to make his bunny face all scary-like, but no, it's just too cute of a dude. Lucille, though, maybe Lucille will have better luck.
Yeah, Lucille is gonna hit him with a little amber.
A 1's enough to hit.
All right.
Roll for damage.
2, right?
Special defense is a 2.
Yeah.
2 points of damage plus 1 for being super effective.
Yeah, boy.
How does this one go down?
Lucille kind of sees how excited Ginger is a little confused, but kind of vibes with it, kind of catches on to the excitement. Lucille's like, all right. Spits in its hands like little sparks in its hands, rubs them together, and shoots out some embers at the nearest thing, and it happens to be this Curthunk.
And it is set ablaze.
Oh no!
Down it goes.
Okay, I have to ask now, before we finish this last one, does anybody want to catch this? Because we have 2 super effectives right now.
Chris?
Huh.
I mean, Ginger might need a playmate.
You know, I was gonna save that for the Roscoyo. Kay, are we gonna possibly run into these ever again?
Hard to say unless you actively look for them.
Wait, what were you gonna save it for?
Rascoyo, that's the coyote thing that they fought at the Rochambeau's gym battle.
Oh, I never saw it.
You weren't there for that.
Yeah. But also, Chris, you could have 3 dogs.
The more the merrier, true.
You could have a Cerberus.
Oh.
Yep, okay, I will attempt to catch it.
At the end of the round, you are more than welcome to try. In the meantime, it's Curthunk's turn, and it is going to go, boy, what can it do?
What did you?
What the dog do?
Yes! Chi-Chi gets me.
Okay, it's going to go for a bite against the Incubroil, who it just saw take down its friend.
Oh no!
So let's roll for accuracy. That will hit. Roll for damage. Defense is 2, I'm guessing.
Yeah, let me double check. 3, actually.
It still hits for 1 point of damage. Let me roll to see if it flinches. It does.
Nar.
Aw.
Arnar.
It sinks its teeth past the ear floof, and you hear Lucille let out a scared,
My baby!
let's go, and jumps back into the grain. Goonie's turn.
All right. Well, Goonie's feeling a little frustrated that the hunter didn't listen to his disarming voice, so
You mean the Curthunk?
yeah.
Friendly fire.
So Goonie is going to get a little more physically with a scratch.
Unfortunately, as it goes into the underbrush and tries to swipe at it, with that 0 success, reduced to -1 actually, because
grass.
you're in the grass. Scurries, tries to swipe. It's facing the wrong way. Whoops.
Oh, baby.
Any additional actions?
Not at this
Right now.
time.
Okay, then we can get to trainer actions and we can introduce catching Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's right, because this will be the first time with this system.
Chris, you're trying to catch it?
That is correct.
Depending on how weak it is, that affects how hard it is to catch it, and also how happy or loyal it is once you catch it. Because when you beat things up, they don't really like you that much.
Ah,
That's fair.
that's a cool mechanic.
That is fair.
So, which ball are you trying to do? Which one are you using, I should say?
I suppose I would use the Pokeball, because I think we have more of those than we do the Great Balls, and I'd save the Great Ball for something else.
Okay, the Pokeball, sure thing. Go ahead and... Okay, so go to your character sheet.
Okay.
You should see a little drop menu. You can just hit Pokeball and catch.
Oh, sweet.
And let me just make sure what the modifier would be. You need to try and roll all 4 successes for this in order to catch it.
Because it's at like full health, isn't it?
Yeah. So go ahead and roll.
Let's see what happens.
Shake, 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 and it breaks apart.
Aw.
This Pokemon has not been weakened enough to make it feasible, so go ahead and scratch off 1 Pokeball as it bursts free.
I gave it my best shot.
It's okay, we have more.
Top of the round, Ginger's turn. And remember, you can hold actions if you don't want to hurt it too much.
Okay, Ginger. I know you're happy, but maybe less fire and just more of a bite this time. Yeah, let's just go for a bite.
This is the one you odor sleuth, so no accuracy penalty here. That will hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. Its defense is 2.
I got it too.
2 points of damage right there. You can see it leap through the grass, clamp onto it, and shake it around a bit. It's sort of tug of war against it. They're sort of just dancing around each other, trying to get the better hand, but Ginger just has too better of the footing, and it is just swung to the side, knocked onto the ground. Go ahead and roll to see if it flinches.
1.
It flinches.
Sweet.
George is not going to act this turn. He can see that you guys have it handled. The trainer and George, that is.
You guys got this.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here. Go, you guys.
Lucille's turn.
I'm gonna hold my action. I don't wanna kill it on accident.
Thank you.
You don't want me? Chris, do you want me
No,
to?
I kind of want the dog Pokemon.
You don't want it?
No, I do want it. Oh my gosh, I do.
I don't think he wants it.
No, you listen to me right now. I have never wanted a Pokemon more than right now. You stay out of this.
Goonie's turn.
Goonie will also abstain from actions.
Okay. Curthunk is going to take a consecutive action. Since it flinched for that first one, it's going to try and tackle. For reduced accuracy, -1 for being in the grass, a minus another 1 for being its second action, technically. And it fails. It tries to tackle it, but it just trips on its side, tries to stand up just in time for the end of round. Would you like to try and catch it again?
Yes, please.
Okay, which ball are you using?
I'm only using the Pokeball.
The difficulty has changed a bit. It has become easier to catch it at this point. Go ahead and roll, and I'll let you know if you catch it.
Okay.
Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Shake, shake. And it breaks free.
Dang it!
Yeah, no, that boy's popping out.
Oh my!
And we're back to the top of the round with Ginger.
Well, it seems like fate has made it to where I cannot catch this.
Hey, third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm.
Third time's a charm.
Third time's the charm.
Okay.
But I think we should see if we can maybe do a little more damage.
If that's the case.
But do something light.
Question, Kay. I wonder if this would work. If I use a will point for a Pokemon move to work a certain way, would that be possible? Not to do damage, but to work in a certain advantage to the catch, maybe. I don't know if it would work, though.
Describe what you're trying to do.
So I'm wanting to use Eerie Fog, but I'm wanting to use it to sort of, I guess, incite fear, as it like both obstructs its view and probably makes it a little frightening considering that it's Ginger doing it and Ginger just bit the heck out of it.
Let me think about that. I'm reading the description for Eerie Fog. Technically speaking, you don't really have to spend any points. This deals 1 damage to all non-ghost types and dark types at the end of the round.
Oh,
So it wouldn't kill it.
it would not.
To your knowledge, no, it would not.
To our knowledge.
1 point of damage is the least amount of damage you could do to it.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what? I'm a gambling man. I will take that L. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, well, then that's just a positive for me. So Chris looks at Ginger and he's like, all right, Ginger, last chance. Use Eerie Fog.
Roll for accuracy. 1, that will do it. So it's the first time Ginger's howled like this in a bit. Voice is a bit creaky, but she lets out a Nothing happens at first, but then Curthunk notices these shadowy wisps begin to emanate from the wheat around him and rise like smoke as Eerie Fog takes control of the field.
Nice.
Next in the round is George, gonna hold the action.
King recognizes.
I appreciate you, good fellow. You are a gentleman and a scholar.
You just keep at it. We're just gonna rest here. Lucille's turn.
I'm also holding that action.
Curthunk's turn is not holding that action.
He's like, I'm not waiting.
Gonna keep trying at it with another tackle. This move will hit for 1 point of damage as it tackles right into Ginger. It's a bit off kilter right now from seeing all the fog around it. Goonie's turn.
I feel like it probably wouldn't do too much damage, but maybe it would help just enough. maybe?
But could we use Eerie Fog again?
Eerie Fog happens at the end of each round.
Oh, so it will still damage it at the end of each round 1 point.
Yes.
Yes.
I feel that. I think if you have to think about it this much, maybe don't.
Gigi, please.
Nah.
Holding action, cool. Moving on. We'll just move on to the end of the round, because I think Curthunk's a bit too tired to try and attack
Oh, he's all tuckered out.
everyone in the grass, save for ghost and dark types, takes 1 point of damage. So the tendrils wrap around Goonie as much as they do around Curthunk.
I'm sorry, Goonie. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We appreciate your sacrifice, Goody.
And Curthunk, it's on its last leg right now, so if you want to catch it, now's the time.
All right, well, this is the last chance.
Now, is this a Pokeball or a Great Ball?
Last time I checked, we had more Pokeballs than Great Balls. I know we had 2 Great Balls last time I checked when we were in Macoun Town, but I think we only had...
I think you're out of Pokeballs at this point.
Are we
Are we-
out?
Are we? Oh my god.
I'm looking at Chris's inventory. He has no Pokeballs and 1 Great Ball.
Oh,
Have you been throwing imaginary Pokeballs this whole time?
I shouldn't have.
Well, no wonder they haven't been working then.
Well, has he been, or did they run out? Because I have Pokeballs.
So, the Quick Pocket, 0 Pokeballs, 1 Great Ball, 1 Potions, 1 Super Potion, 3 Oran Berries, 1 Chesto Berry. Sorry, I'm going off the idea of what we had in the old...
Where the pooled items.
Pocket where it was-
Okay, no, okay. Yeah, no, I separated that into your own inventories. So, you know what? I'll let it slide for one of those Pokeballs. The other one I'm taking from someone else's inventory. Who wants to offer a Pokeball?
Take it from mine.
Okay,
Well, Great Ball time it is.
okay, go ahead and roll it.
If this doesn't catch it, I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna scream.
Shake, shake. Shake, shake. Shake, shake.
You're so mean, Kay.
Click. As the other 2 Curthunks rise and scamper away into the underbrush, do you give a nickname to your new Curthunk?
Yes.
It's male, by the way.
All right, so what's its type again?
It is steel type.
Steel type.
Pure steel type.
Pure steel type. And it's a dog. I'm going to name it...
Would you like to share with the class?
It's fun to laugh. What were we laughing about?
Okay, so I got a name for him, all right.
Okay.
I got a name for him.
Cool.
I'm going to name him Wasabi.
Wasabi! Oh my god, have you seen the
Wasabi
video
it
of that
is.
little girl who goes, Wasabi? And then she eats
Yes.
it, and she goes, help!
Well, in that case, you have now caught a Wasabi.
Yay! I love him.
And per the rules of engagement, its happiness and loyalty are reduced.
That is fair. I'll love him. I'll love him to his dying days.
You did all you could.
With combat now resolved. Man, glad you guys came around. I would have been toast if you guys haven't caught that one and got rid of the other 2.
Dog. New dog, new regional
What I
dog.
think he means is no problem, but, well, how did you get here in the first place?
Well, I'm, somewhat of a treasure hunter, I'd like to call myself.
Oh?
Or Star Runner, whatever you want to call it. But treasure hunter, I guess, is the more romantic term.
Star Runner. That's cool.
Why do I feel like we've heard Star Runner before?
As a reminder, Star Runners are the terms of people who chase after the shooting stars that land in the Appalachia
I was
region.
gonna say, meteorites, y'all. I was gonna say.
Wait a minute. Were you with that crowd of people in that one town over? The ones who were chasing after that meteorite?
You're going to have to be real more specific about that, because that pretty much describes all Star Runners.
Back in Brayburg.
Oh, I haven't really been in Brayburg for a while, so probably not.
Well, you got any buddies over there? We saw a meteor shower not too long ago.
Less buddies, more competition, really. But that's fine. I'm kind of laid back and that sort of thing. I just kind of like the journey.
more than the actual destination anyway. Should have been more prepared to expect to be chased by Curthunks out here. That what they're called? Is that what your Pokedex said, Curthunks?
I named him Wasabi.
Cute. So who are you guys?
My name is Chris. I'm a Pokemon breeder from the Hoenn region, and these two are Maddie and Velma.
Hello.
Oh, Whitman, by the way. Hi. Thank you three for saving my bacon here. And George is here.
And George hops over to you guys and just sort of like does a waving motion with his stubby little arms.
He's so cute.
So, you guys don't happen to be Star Runners too, do ya?
Not quite, but I wouldn't mind doing it myself. It sounds very fun.
Well, you're actually in a sort of good location here then. Wanted to keep this a trade secret for myself later on, but you guys are nice folk, and I'm kind of wiped, so I'm probably going to head back to a town somewhere. There's actually a veteran Star Runner somewhere nearby here,
Oh?
near the farmland overhead.
Well, that's good to know. We actually are in need of seeking some stars, you might say, for some personal research.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm not sure if he has any, but I have a feeling he probably has something cool. Or if nothing else, probably has some crazy stories to tell about being a Star Runner for so long.
We should go visit him.
Yeah, we should definitely go visit him.
Yeah, it's just to the, Geez, where did I put my compass?
And Bunnelby hops over to his bag and reaches into one of the side pockets that he wasn't looking at, pulls out compass.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Due northwesty, that-a-way. Just follow it until you get to a decrepit old house and you can't miss it. At least that's what I heard he's living at.
All right, decrepit old house.
That's really good to know.
Okay, I think I caught my breath, and I'm pretty sure that's the last of them. So I'm probably going to head to wherever town is closest by. I think that's Russet, not sure myself.
Well, we're glad that we caught up with you, and we're glad that you're okay.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you came. Yeah.
Sorry, brain's still trying to function right now.
And I don't blame you.
Oh, you know what? You were using a lot of Pokeballs there, weren't ya? Let me see if I have an extra Pokeball that you can lend. Doesn't have anything in it, but you know what? It's what I got, and it's now what you got. So here.
And he hands it to Chris.
Nope, and Chris immediately hands it to Velma because he's just like, thank you.
She gives him a little nod.
All right, well, you guys take it easy, and I'm going to try and do the same. Which way to the nearest town? And he sort of just wanders off into an aimless direction.
All right.
Be safe out there. You don't want to get stuck again.
I will do my best.
He's not going to last long.
No.
Nah.
It is late afternoon. Which direction you guys heading?
Well, guys, we could do one of two things. We can continue heading towards Pippin Town, or we could go to that decrepit old house in near northwesty parts of this area. What do you think?
Decrepit old house.
Decrepit house.
Decrepit old house. House.
Decrepit
I
old,
feel like we have to, also because we're looking for the jewel Pokemon.
decrepit old house it is then.
And as you guys recuperate, you guys dip into the tall grass again. This time, this sea of amber grain is nice and calm as you make your way northwesterly to this veteran Star Runner's mysterious residence.